Well, an awkward end to that Omaha Steak segment makes us have to...
Well, we didn't need time travel, so now we had to go to the ballpark.
That's right. It's a very pleasant sound. It gets you up and makes you feel happy because we got ratings to talk about, Jim.
I bet they need something to get them up, but go ahead.
AEW Dynamite, Wednesday, May 29th, 2024, 8 to 10:05 p.m. on TBS. On average, 787,000 viewers.
Oh, so they got a big jump. They got a big jump off their pay-per-view. They're up like 70,000 people this week.
Again, less competition, but also, it's important to note, the highest overall number since April 10th. The highest key demo number since April 17th. And according to WrestleNomics, it is up 10% off last week's show, which was 713, 12% off the trailing 4-week average of 700,000. Again, it's not over 800,000, but we're starting to get back to the point we were before the playoffs.
Well, or is it we're starting to get back to the point where they just completely went in the shitter about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and this is an anomaly?
We shall see. Again, everything's been downhill since the Punk video aired. But AEW Dynamite, May 29th, compiled by WrestleNomics. Here are the quarter hours. Jim, quarter 1, 8 to 8:15 p.m. Mercedes Moné's live promo and angle with Sky Blue. A Double or Nothing recap. And the start of Kill Switch versus Swerve Strickland with picture-in-picture. 931,000 viewers.
Okay, well, did this have anything to do? They started much higher than they have been also. They've been down in the 8s and 7s lately. Or the Big Bang Theory is making a resurgence.
Well, again, once the playoffs started and once the feed started airing live on the West Coast, there was a slight hit, or a significant hit. You have to think that's starting to get back to where it was. Now, it's not as high as it was, but it's level now, maybe.
Well.
And speaking of level, we always say the true number is quarter 2, 8:15 to 8:30 p.m. The continuation of Kill Switch versus Strickland with the post-match, an ad break, and Jon Moxley's backstage promo, 739,000 viewers.
Oh, sweet Jesus. 192,000 people. Well, now this isn't even going to get them an average unless they get some of those people back. And they have to. What the fuck happened there?
Very, very interesting. Quarter 3, 8:30 to 8:45 p.m. Chris Jericho and Big Bill in the TV Time Learning Tree segment, I guess, with Brian Keith, Hook, and Samoa Joe. Stephanie Vacour video, and then a Rocky Romero... Oh, no, then the start of Rocky Romero...
Did you say Stephanie, that whore video?
I did not say that in any way. I said Stephanie Vacour, if that is indeed how you pronounce her name.
I think it's Vacker.
Well, she had a video followed by the start of Moxley versus Rocky Romero with picture-in-picture. 787,000 viewers.
All right, they just wanted to get out of segment 2 no matter what happened. So they got 48,000 back. They're only 144,000 below where they started.
And not counting the opening segment, because that's an inflated number, and not counting the overrun, this was also the high point in the key demo. 347,000 18 to 49-year-old males. We go to quarter 4, 8:45 to 9 p.m. The continuation of Moxley versus Romero, the Samoa Joe and Hook promo, an ad break, and the start of the Don Callis Orange Cassidy live contract segment. 689,000 viewers.
What?
Also, the low point in the key demo, 287,000.
Good Lord. So they lost 198,000 there. Might as well say 100. And yeah, all right. But they've got to come back up again just to meet their average at this point.
Well, we go to the big 9 o'clock hour, 9 to 9:15 p.m., quarter 5. The continuation of Callis and Cassidy and Trent and Statlander and Stokely's live angle. Daniel Garcia and Matt Menard's backstage promo.
I missed that.
And the start of Mercedes Moné versus Sky Blue.
So they gave her the top of the show and the top of the 9 o'clock hour, by the way, or very near the top of the 9 o'clock hour.
With picture-in-picture, 779,000 viewers.
So that is a plus 79, 89, 90,000 people. The question is, was it Mercedes or was it the top of the hour?
Well, it continued.
Or both.
The match continued into the next quarter. Quarter 6, 9:15 to 9:30 p.m. Continuation of Monet versus Blue. The post-match with Vacour and Hathaway. And, oh no, excuse me, this is separate. A Hathaway and Statlander backstage promo, an ad break, an MJF video, and the beginning of the Elite's live promo. 791,000 viewers.
So they not only held them, but they got an extra 12,000.
You could argue that she got another 12,000 people to check that out. But we ended the segment with the Elite. That's how we start quarter 7, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m. The Elite's confrontation with Christopher Daniels and the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. The Swerve Strickland backstage promo. An ad break. Rush's backstage promo.
Oof.
And the start of the Gauntlet match, which began with Pac versus Jay White. 778,000 viewers.
That's better than I thought it was going to be. They only lost, 13,000. So they're holding steady in the second hour, 779, 791, 778.
Well, we go now to quarter 8. I remind you there is an overrun. The continuation of the Gauntlet match with 2 picture-in-pictures consisting of White versus Pac versus Mystico versus Claudio Castagnoli versus Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay versus Hechicero versus Leo Rush.
Oh, what?
Versus Shoto Umino.
Oh, boy.
And that continued into the next quarter, as I said. Quarter 8. 772,000 viewers.
What the fuck?
Overrun, 10 to 10:07, it says here, WrestleNomics, 850,000 viewers.
Okay, well, again, kudos to them. They managed to keep between 772 and 791 for the entire second hour. Has that ever happened before?
The last quarter, minus the overrun, was slightly down, but they had a rise. Actually, that was down off the one. There was no rise, really, I guess.
It was,
but it was relatively consistent for the.
Yes, within a range of 19,000 people over an hour, which is, pretty much normal fluctuation, I would imagine it. So, again, for that show. They just decided they were going to stick, except for quarter 4. A lot of people said, nah, fuck this. But otherwise, because they were within...
Because it was Moxley, and it was Moxley against someone who the fans... other than him running out there with Trent, the fans watching the show don't know who Rocky Romero is.
Yeah, take that quarter out, and they were between 739 and 791... for the whole rest of the show. Take the first quarter out in the overrun, obviously.
Does that set them up nicely for next week with MJF's return?
Well, I think they're going to... None of these shows sets anything up for anybody nicely. But I think they're going to get probably their biggest quarter that they've gotten in a while to see, what he's going to say and do and whatever. And whether they can keep it as flat as they did this show, or whether it's going to continue to drop off the cliff like the normal shows do, we will find out.